guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have some announcements over here on Global Dokkan for, more events that are going to be coming during the 7th anniversary. There is some good stuff here, and there is some, I guess not so great stuff. So first thing we have right here, new stages are going to be added to the Legacies of Remarkable Fathers event. So this is going to be all of the final stages, so that you will be able to Dokkan Awaken the Gohan and Goten into Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. This is actually going to be the LR. Unfortunately, I'd say that the LR is really not too great. I really enjoy their entrance animation. Their intro, I think, is really awesome. It's, the start of the second Dragon Ball Z opening. But besides that, I'm not really too high on this character. I think Master Roshi, LR Roshi, was masterclass design for how to make a good free-to-play character. And I think if you look at this is exactly what you do not want to do to make a good free-to-play character, right? So a little bit unfortunate, but the new stages are going to be coming in for this, so we have that. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. There's going to be new stages coming to the Goku and Chi-Chi event as well, which will allow you to Dokkan Awaken the Chi-Chi into a Goku and Chi-Chi unit. I believe that's the only new thing added here, too, is basically just the medals to Dokkan Awaken them. It's not like there's another support memory or something like that. Now, the Goku and Chi-Chi card, they're not really too good, but they do have an active skill Ghost Usher ability that I think could be fairly good. There's some players out there who could probably skillfully use that to beat, say, Red Zone Broly or something like that. I feel like there are players out there who can get it done. Because Ghost Usher, like, on a character like Pikkon, the Tech Androids, Goku and Chi-Chi, that is, like, one of the strongest things you can do, I think. It really is ultra powerful, being able to just skip an enemy turn, especially when we're talking about Red Zone Broly, who is the cheapest boss in the game, where you can't dodge him, and then he AoE supers you, and you don't really have a counter, he just kills you. It's not much you could do about that, right? So, this unit potentially could be solid there. Not really too much with these. Remember, the unfortunate thing with the 7th anniversary, it was not a perfect celebration. It was almost there. I would give it like a 9.9 out of 10 or something, right? But I just think that the level of free-to-play characters they dropped is just very uninspired, unimpressive. I don't know. So then the Vegeta is going to Dokkan Awaken into the Vegeta and Bulma, which does have a costume change. Kind of a weird unit. You do have the support memory here, but this is, this was the Worldwide Download Celebration last year, kind of the final bonus. They gave that out. And then they just slid that at the start of the story event right here. But the only new thing you'll be able to grind up is the medal to Dokkan Awaken them into the Vegeta and Bulma. The Vegeta and Bulma unit, I feel like it's just, like, horrible. Like, I see no area where they're useful, solid, runnable, good. I feel like nothing sort of describes them. They're just ass, unfortunately, right? Not to be a negative Nancy or anything. Then we get to the good stuff. Now, this is what's good. The first two fights of each of the red zones, so you have Turles and then Lord Slug, and then Legic and then Lord Lude. Those are like warm-up fights. They're not really like super difficult. These now the real fights start to come in. The fights that are actually difficult, the fights that actually live up to the red zone name. I do think that this wave, these are tough fights coming in. So we have 2 new stages are going to be coming to the movie side. You're going to have Cooler, and then you're going to have Fusion Android 13. Now, Cooler is a pretty tough fight, right? Cooler, his STR phase hits very, very hard. Matter of fact, why don't I just pull up the info? I have a thread here for the stats for both red zones that we can go ahead and pull up. And we could just directly take a look at the stats that we've got. Okay, so here is the movie red zone thread. So let's go ahead and take a look at Cooler. And then let's go ahead and pull up Android 13. We'll need those two. And then here we have the GT thread right here. And we want to pull up Rildo. And then upcoming, the toughest fight in global history, the fight against Baby. Okay, Cooler. How to describe the Cooler fight? He's tough, right? His super attack damage gets up to 612k right here, which is definitely a lot. Physical Cooler is very nasty though, because his attack is 350,000. So that means as like a super class unit, to feel really comfortable defending against this guy, you're going to need around 400k-ish defense, right? So this guy hits very hard physical final form Cooler. The one thing about him though is that he is a countdown super attack character. So what that means is his super attack is always going to be in the same spot, right? You get to physical Cooler, that turn passes, and then at the end of the second turn is where he is always going to super attack. You can utilize very, very broken characters such as LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Remember that Tech EZA Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will be dropping along with these stages as well. So you guys will be able to take advantage of him, put him in front of the Cooler super attack, and you're probably going to be good to go. Now, keep in mind, this is where red zone difficulty kicks in, and this is where a lot of people don't understand what makes good defense and what doesn't make good defense. If Cooler connects, he is hitting you for basically 1,000,000 damage. So as a super class unit to tank Cooler, type neutral, right? We'll use type neutral as a gauge. You have to be at least at 1,000,000 defense to be able to really tank this potentially for like double digits and stuff like that. So Cooler hits very hard. Can be a tough fight, right? Like he could definitely overwhelm you with the amount of damage that he can do, right? Definitely can be tough, depending upon how things go. He can dodge here. I don't know that I've ever found his dodge to be problematic. The one boss that I've grown very frustrated with dodging in the red zone is Omega Shenron. But I think that's just because he's already so hard that it's like, he dodges like LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta super attack, and I'm doing the meme, the Twitch emote, man. I'm clutching my head like, come on, Omega, please. But besides that, I don't recall like Cooler dodging some attack and then me going, oh my god, no, like, could happen, but hasn't yet. So then we have Android 13. This fight is very, very just disappointing. This is the most disappointing red zone fight that there is this one. This is the most disappointing fight because phase 2 and 3, right? Like if we just look at it right here, right? Phase 2 and 3 are AGL, and then his first phase is against the STR and physical 14 and 15. Dude, there's no type coverage, right? This fight could have been this would have been a real fight if this was an int phase right here. So you come in with a full tech team, and then you'd have to get through this guy as an int boss, right? Hitting you for 742,000 on super attack could be problematic. But they made him double AGL. I don't know what they were thinking. Double AGL means you just roll in here with mono tech. That's it. You come in here mono tech and you're good to go. Like there's not really too much he could do. Now Android 13 at 900,000 damage. He's gonna hit even your big tech units. He'll be able to do some damage to a lot of them, but it's not gonna be the 700,000 plus damage attacks that like Cooler can dish out, right? It's because you're probably gonna have mostly tech characters here. So this fight's really not too bad. 14 and 15, I've never really feel like I've gotten clapped up by 14 and 15. I don't know. There's been like a run before where they've done a lot of damage to me, but I've never really felt overly threatened by these two androids at the start. So overall, just a very disappointing fight. So, this is a tough fight for sure. Definitely tougher than, Turles and Slug. But Cooler is the one, like, true. This is a challenge for sure. So we have those. GT side is getting stages as well. Now, this is where things actually get difficult. I think both of these stages are actually very, very hard to beat. In particular, when I was doing my no-item run with the Gods team, I actually ran into some issues with General Rildo. He can be very annoying. So Rildo, what makes Rildo tough? Number one, every phase of Rildo is lowering your defense. Yeah, 40% by 3 turns, 40% by 3 turns, 40% by 3 turns. You guys know. This was like that physical Dokkan Fest Dragon Ball Super Broly back in the day was able to surprise people. This guy will be able to do the same thing. He doesn't hit as hard as like Cooler, right? Like his normal damage is only 260,000, but this hits like a nuclear missile. This 700k damage when he's also debuffing your defense. This crushes you. But what further makes him difficult is in the final phase, he has a 60% chance to start locking characters. I see people talk about artificial difficulty, and I just feel like it's stupid. It's a stupid, like, I don't, I feel like it's really stupid to say it's artificial difficulty. Like, dude, what is real difficulty? Like, I don't even understand like what the point of that is. Like, all they did was make the numbers higher. Well, yeah, no duh. It's a numbers game, right? Like, how else are they supposed to make tougher bosses? Like, what? Like, the artificial difficulty shit I think is so stupid. But where I think it actually applies is to locking characters. Because, say, Battlefield Omega Shenron, I think that was the quintessential example where if people said it was artificial difficulty, I would have said yes. Because Battlefield Omega Shenron, he would lock you, and there was no counterplay. You could do nothing about it. You can't use items. You can't use support memories. Nothing. He locks you, and you're at his mercy, right? Sure. But like all these other fights, it's not artificial difficulty. You're just bad, all right? Deal with it. But these locking fights, these are problematic. So you do want to be aware of this. This fight right here is very tough. This is where you want Namek Goku, Int UI Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta. Your powerful Int characters will be very good for this fight. Because once Rildo starts locking, oh no, he locked Namek Goku in slot 1. Now Namek Goku goes crazy, right? And he gets double additionals, and even though he'll get super and probably take a lot of damage, he'll still survive because he's Int. Remember that a lot of these tougher red zone fights, I feel like a lot of people don't really grasp the concept as much, but like, I usually try and focus characters around the final typing more so than anything, right? There's very few characters who it's like, oh, no matter what, every single stage you're bringing them in without fail because they're just that dominant. When you're fighting Rildo, you want to go a lot of Int characters. You're fighting Baby, you want to go a lot of physical characters. Super 17, you want to primarily build AGL characters. Shadow Dragons, this one is a bit of a unique fight. It's so long, it doesn't matter. It really brings stacking characters, you're good here. And then Omega, you want to bring physical characters, right? You really want to try and counter the typings of the last phase of a lot of these tough bosses. So you do want to use a lot of Int characters. Again, this is where Namek Goku can really shine, is in this fight and then the Bojack fight on the movie side of the red zone, right? Rildo can be tough, though. Don't jump into this Rildo fight and just, oh, I'm about to clap him up. Because you could, or he could lock you. And he can make things get very dirty. And again, even though he's not hitting as hard as some of these other bosses, when you put that defensive debuff in there as well, this boy is crushing, right? Now, then we get to Baby. Baby is going to be the toughest fight on Global when this drops. This fight is very difficult. One thing is you really don't want to be lulled to sleep by the first and second forms of Baby. I've had many runs just get obliterated by Baby doing a lot of damage early on. Even though it's only like 500,000 right there and then 600,000 for his second phase. Remember, these are at the starts of the fight. And if you really do want to come in here with mostly a full physical team, good thing there's no STR phase, or else if there was an STR, like if this was STR right here, this fight might be on par with like Omega and Bojack and stuff like that. Because you really need physical characters. Not so for this, right? Like, this guy's tough, but, you're running mostly a full physical team, you'll be alright. It's Grade 8 Baby. Grade 8 Baby is really hard because he could do these AoE attacks right here, and he's hitting you for over 300k, 313k right there on his AoE normal. So, again, that will hit the entire rotation. It says max of 7 per turn. I do not recall seeing 7 per turn, but he has AoE'd me in slot 1 4 times before. So what that means is slot 1, he did an AoE that hit all 3 slots 4 times before we got to the second character. What that means is you're going to want a lot of characters that could either dodge or tank prior to them supering, or their physical characters is what you want. You want to be like the gods, for example. I mean, they can dodge, right? Like if you're able to get them a lot of rainbow orbs, their dodge will be high. But like they would get crushed by Baby if they're not dodging and they get pummeled by a bunch of his AoEs. They can get just turned inside out, right? This guy's really tough. But, you know, some of it depends on how often he's tagging you with these AoEs of his. But he could do a lot of damage, man. Baby is no joke. You do not want to sleep on this guy because he's just hitting you for so much damage in the final phase. And then when he does super you, he's doing 1,000,000 damage and he stuns you. So if he supers right away, your slot 1 character is going to be stunned and you're not going to be able to attack that turn with whatever character's in slot 1. So Baby will be able to put up a really, really tough fight. This is a fun fight because this is really hard. Sometimes he just cleans you up with the AoEs and there's not a lot you can do about it. But they sort of built in a backdoor. You're able to go in here with a full physical team and there is no STR phase to make it really tough, right? What makes some of the later fights so difficult is the type coverage, like the Omega fight, right? Like if this was like a physical phase right here, like this guy would be tough, yeah, but he wouldn't be like, oh my god. But like this guy's hitting so hard that you want to mostly bring physical characters, and then this STR Sin is just a nightmare, right? So it's like characters like LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, UI Goku, Kid Gohan, you know, AGL Evolution Blue Vegeta. You're gonna want characters like that to be able to help you out against STR Sin as well. But Baby doesn't have that, right? It's just, you know, you want to go in with basically mono physical, right? Make it through the first couple of phases and you'll be good. The character does not get his EZA. Well, I think it should be like the 25th to the 1st of August, like in that range. The 3rd anniversary LR's EZA. LR Physical Gogeta is one of the best units in the game for this fight. My original no item run against this guy, I used LR Physical Gogeta before his EZA, right? Because this was before his EZA was even announced, I think. So you could use that 3rd anniversary Gogeta unit. You know, he can heal you deep into the fight, and then of course he is physical, right? Again, you want to mostly bring physical characters. So let me know what you guys think. Global getting a lot of content here. There's still tons of stuff coming. EZAs, top legendary summon banner, more EZAs, more. Keep in mind, there's how many EZAs are coming? There's 5 EZAs. You have the gods. You have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega. You have Int Vegito, Physical Gogeta, and LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So yeah, there's still 5 EZA events coming to Global over the next, 2.5 weeks? 3 weeks? Because I think the Super Saiyan 4s are probably going to drop close to the 10th. I think like the 5th to the 10th. Right? Remember, the Super Saiyan 4s dropped very late. Like remember, the Super Saiyan 4s were in the same data download as Ginyu. Right? Like the very, very start of March when they originally came out. So let me know what you guys think about all the content coming to Global Dokkan. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.